Hey guys, it's Atyeo from Team Trifox here, and today I want to talk about Snake. I mained Snake for most of Brawl, and for a period of time I was the best Snake player in my country, of Australia. So I had been excited for his return, but I don't really seem to see any information coming out about him. It's almost as if all the old Snake mains are just waiting to make this joke.
Kept you waiting, huh?
So I thought I'd share some info on what's changed with Snake. Alright, let's get the obvious out of the way first. Mortar Slide, the old Dacus, and Grenade Stripping are both out, unfortunately. And it appears as though most of his hitboxes have been fixed, as in made more sensible, because they were pretty ridiculous in Brawl. Particularly of note are F-tilt, up-tilt, and neutral air. In Brawl, almost all of Snake's moves could kill. Now moves like jab, forward tilt, down tilt not only won't kill, but they do less damage. The Mine, which was a unique and interesting tool that you could do a lot with, has been replaced with a generic down smash. And up smash now goes in the same set trajectory every time. On the surface, Snake has received a lot of nerfs, but given how his character worked in Brawl, that's not really a surprise. So let's talk about what we do have. First up off the bat, let's talk about grenades. Grenades are still, I think, one of the best projectiles in the game. They appear to have a fuse of about 3 seconds or so before they explode, and as far as I could tell, since we don't really have the game yet to test, they still come out on frame 1. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong there in the comments. That would be handy to know. You can still use grenades in a variety of ways. They cover areas, you can cook them and then throw them for direct damage, or you can grenade counter, which is still very much a thing. The grenade will still be set off instantly if it is hit by an attack, although there might be a situation where attacks that don't do enough percent won't set it off, similar to how Link's bombs in Smash 4 work. Not sure yet, that's something that also will need to be tested. But this means that anytime you are about to get hit, you can just pull a grenade, and if the hitbox that hits you also hits the grenade, then it explodes, hurting the opponent. This is a double-edged sword because you are taking the damage of their attack and the grenade, so you do lose out on that trade damage-wise. In Brawl that was totally fine because Snake could live forever for 2 reasons. The first was that he was the 3rd heaviest character in the game. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. And the second was that move scaling was a big deal in that game. So if you get hit by a kill move that also hits the grenade in Brawl, you would take the knockback from the grenade explosion instead, which, having been staled a lot, won't kill you. So it was quite common to live to 200%, even in high level matches with Snake in Brawl. In Ultimate, Snake is no longer the 3rd heaviest character in the game. He's dropped quite a bit. If you have a look at this chart here by Kuro, and if it's anything like Smash 4, scaling will be far less impactful. So over-relying on this strategy doesn't seem like a good idea anymore. Although using it against super light characters is probably still pretty good. Even better though is if you pull a grenade while you're shielding an attack. If the attack hits the grenade, it will explode, hurting your opponent while you are in shield. Think of it as a counter, except that you are in shield, so it is far safer than your average counter. If grenade is still frame 1, this means that if you pull a grenade and then shield just before the attack hits you, the grenade will still sort of be in the middle of the shield because it was in your hand. So this could end up still being really good, and with parrying now you might be able to parry the explosion, which could give you more follow-up options. Maybe you can combo off it, but also knowing that you have to parry the grenade explosion could give you like a reliable cue for parrying, like an audio and visual cue. So this could end up being crazy good. From the grenade pull stance, you can still slide forward into a grab, which is really nice. This is really good as it pushes you forward quite a bit, and now you have a grenade on the ground. With good timing, you can throw them into the grenade as it blows up. Alternatively, you can down throw. Down throw tech chasing is still in, but obviously as you can't re-grab on a successful option read, it's not quite as good as it used to be. If you have a grenade on the ground near you when you do this, it can not only cover the rollback option if you time it right, but it can also make people nervous. In my experience in Brawl, a lot of people will subconsciously not want to go near a grenade, so most people will choose the tech option that moves them away from it. So on some players, the grenade can help you to get a successful read. It can also make people nervous and freeze up. If players choose to do nothing and wait before choosing their option, you get an up tilt, which is still a scary kill move. One of the biggest positive changes now is being able to do a running up tilt. Up tilt is not only a great kill move, but it is also a great anti-air move. You could always catch players coming down from the air with it, but now that you are able to do it while moving, you can do this a lot more, making it a fantastic option to approach with if your opponent is airborne. Not only that, but it means that if a player rolls away from you with a down throw tech chase, instead of only getting a dash attack punish on them, you can also get a running up tilt, making down throw a pretty good can mix up that can lead to kills. Another positive change I've seen is neutral air. It's not longer the nonsense super hitbox option it used to be, but it now benefits from Smash 4 multi-hit properties. You can use it to drag down into another move as long as you land before the last hit connects, similar to how Fox's drag down forward air worked in Smash 4. This means that things like drag down neutral air to up tilt now exist as kill confirms, or drag down into grab or forward tilt for damage, so that's super nice. In Brawl, another way to deal with aerial approaches was to crawl under them and down tilt. This has been slightly nerfed now because if you are holding diagonal down and forward to crawl forward and then hit A, you'll actually stand up and do a forward tilt, which is less than ideal. So you have to stop moving and just be holding down before you can down tilt. This isn't a huge big deal, but it does slow you down a little bit, and it is something you'll have to get used to if you want to be doing that. Another useful change is with Snake's up B, the Cypher. It can now snap to the ledge in the later part of the move. That didn't used to be a thing, so you could just stand at the ledge and if he up B's to the ledge, he goes past it and then you hit him. So that being able to snap now, that's a pretty big buff. Snake's side B, the Nikita missile, that's changed as well. It looks like it's a lot faster now, more useful. Not really too much to say about this because we'll have to muck around with it to see what we can get out of it, but it looks like at the very least it's going to be quite useful for edge guarding now. Lastly, C4 sticking is still in. The main application of this move is probably still going to be in doubles. I don't have much to say about this as we haven't really seen any doubles play yet, but this tweet from Pelka shows that the Omni side is not only still in the game, but it's been made even more reliable as it no longer relies on you having to convince your opponent to somehow let you have controller port 4. Port priority is no longer the deciding factor in who dies. This isn't everything new and changed with Snake, but it's all the obvious stuff I could find right now before the game is out. I think that Snake will come out of the gate strong as there will still be players around who know how to use him, and being a unique character, players who started with Smash 4 or Ultimate will probably not really have any idea how to fight against him. I think that as the meta develops and the game gets figured out, Snake will probably drop down to maybe a mid-tier character, since his disadvantage state is still one of the worst in the game, and dropping down in weight class has only hurt that even more. Still, I'm super excited to see what we can do with Snake, what the new changes allow. I'm super keen to get my hands on him.